Hi guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Ashley and today we are talking about my March goals. So in March I am going to be doing a lot of overtime at work. I've got a new job and one of the things is that March to end of March, beginning of April is really busy, so they ask us to do overtime if we want to. And I've taken that on, so I'm going to be doing about 2 hours of overtime per day in the last 2 weeks of March, first 2 weeks of April, which is a lot. And I appreciate that that's a lot. I've said I'm doing it and it's absolutely fine, but I'm trying to set myself up for success outside of work. So I decided I was wanting to read at least half an hour per day. This will try and give me half an hour where I can just shut my brain off, do something that I love and get on with it. So that's what we're doing. We are also doing, like I have plans to do healthy eating and things like that, but we're not talking about that. We are talking about the books. So in March, I don't have a set TBR per se. I don't tend to do set TBRs because I struggle with them. If I feel like I need to read something, I really struggle to read those books. Therefore, we're going to be doing a mood read. There are a couple of books on this in this video that I want to read, and apart from that, I'm just going to kind of take where, like, I'm just going to read whatever I want or find something that'll kind of push me to read something that I could potentially love. So the first book I need to read is Mistborn. This is book one. This is a reread. I want to read this because I decided I wanted to read all of Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere. I don't know why I decided I wanted to do this now, but I did, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to start with a reread of the Mistborn books and then I'm going to jump into the next ones. But this is what I decided to do. I don't know why I decided to do this, but it was just a whim. So we're doing it. The next book that I need to read is The Last Bookshop on Earth. This is a buddy read that Becca and I are going to be doing with our Sapphic buddy read. I'm really excited to read this. And I also think it's going to be something that's not too stressful, so that's always good. We're going to be reading that next, like this week coming, so that we can get that out the way. And yeah, I'm excited for that. The only other book that I have set myself is only because I started it yesterday. I'd hoped to finish it yesterday, but I was defrosting my freezer to do the healthy eating, and that took like 7 hours and I was expecting it to take less time. So by the time I was checking on the freezer and coming back and doing this, that and the other, I was just sat there going, I don't want to read, I want to watch TV. So I was watching The Rookie. So the book I picked was Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. This is because I have kind of been a bit of a rut. And I read Shield of Sparrows in February and absolutely adored it. And when I read that, I was like, okay, cool. I need to pick something that I know I'm going to love. And I loved book one. I didn't like book two, but I know that was because of a trope. And I hoped that this one wouldn't be. This is a fake dating situation. And I think I'm going to love it. I'm already like 50 pages in. I'm on chapter 6. How many pages is that? Oh, 62 pages in. I've read more than I thought. So it's like 62 pages in. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was doing other things, I think I would have breezed through this. So I'm not too worried about that. But apart from that, I don't have any other plans for March. There are a couple of books that I would like to get to, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to. And I'm not going to push myself to read something or not read something because I feel like that's going to push me and stress me out. So that's the goal at the moment. This isn't a TBR, this is a vlog. So in the next one, you will see my update. If I finish a book, I'm going to hopefully do at least an update on the weekends to go through things. But I'm going to try and vlog throughout depending on how much I can be bothered. I will say I'm likely going to be in... probably going to look a little bit naff. And I also want to say that this is a goal, it isn't a rule. If I don't read one day for half an hour, it's not the end of the world. It's just, that's what I would like to do. But if I don't, c'est la vie. Anyway, I will get back to you when I have an update. Hi guys, it is the 2nd of March and I have finished a book. I don't want to talk about what book it is because it's for a different vlog and I don't want to spoil that vlog, but there is a book that has been finished and yeah, I give it a 4 stars. That's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm really excited that the fact that I've sat and basically read it in a single sitting. I did it whilst I was cooking. I did it whilst I was chilling. I had the day off. So that was nice. So that's all done. And then, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I almost didn't make it yesterday. I was really struggling to sit down and read, but I did manage to get at least half an hour of reading into my thing. And then today, I think the book was like 14 and a half hours on audio and I was listening between 2.5 and 3 speed. So I definitely hit my half-hour goal for today. And hopefully I can read some more. And hopefully I can read some more tomorrow and then continue on. But we will see. And yeah, I will talk to you guys when I have a proper update. Hi guys, we have Rebecca. I should have done a vlog clip yesterday because I said I was going to do this every time I finished a book, and I didn't do that because we were tired.
We both forgot to do a vlog clip yesterday. We had a long day. We did a lot yesterday.
Yeah. But yes, we did a lot of things yesterday. Went and got food. Went and got some books. I bought like 3 books, which, whoops.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2.
What did I buy in Asda, baby?
You bought a book that I encouraged you to buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't force you to buy it.
No, I know you didn't. I never said you did. Never said you did. Anyway, but I have been doing really well on the reading for half an hour. There have been days where I've gone, oh, I need to like fit that in, but I've managed to. So yesterday I finished The Last Bookstore on Earth. This was a buddy read. I was supposed to be reading a set amount of pages every day. I failed at that, as I do with a lot of the buddy reads we do. But this was really, really cute. I gave it 4 stars. It is a dystopian. It's very much a post-apocalyptic world. And it's a very realistic one. It doesn't feel dystopian in the sense of like, oh, we have settled down in a world and this and the other after an apocalypse. It felt very much like, hey, we are trying to survive. But this was a romance between 2 young women trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world, and a post-apocalyptic world that wasn't zombies, which I really appreciated. There was a few things here and there that didn't love, but for the most part it was a fantastic read and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then today I finished another book, which was Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. This is the 3rd book in the series that I still don't know what the name is, so I don't know why I'm trying to say it.
I feel like I know the series name. While you talk, I'm going to look it up.
But this one is the 3rd one in the series. I loved the first one. I think I've said this on the vlog so far, but I love the first one. Is it just called Well Met?
It's just a Well Met series.
That's a terrible name. There should be like it should be one like the Renaissance romances or something like that. Oh my God. Ren Fair romances, something like that. That's what they need to call it. But this one, so the first one was great. The second one was really annoying and frustrating, and then the 3rd one was really good. I'm really enjoying it. Or I really enjoyed it. What?
That's how I feel about the Love Like Farm series so far.
But we followed April and Mitch, and they were just really cute. And like, who'd have thought that the big, strong, beefy guy just had so many like beautiful little moments. At one point I did cry at it, I'm not gonna lie.
Is he a himbo?
He's not even a himbo, you know. Everyone thinks he's a himbo.
Oh.
And he was just so cute. But this kind of dealt with a lot of stuff, like the main character is she's just turned 40. Her daughter is graduating from high school, and there's just a few things going on here, there, and everywhere. And he had a family gathering that he needed her to pretend to be his girlfriend.
Fake dating, isn't she?
Fake dating. Really enjoyed it. Cannot wait to read the fourth one.
Very different vibes, those two books.
Very different vibes. Very different vibes. So yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. Continuously reading, trying to get through these books. Don't know what I want to read next. Probably going to be something for the
notes
vlog, which means I need to figure out what I'm reading next. I also I want to reread Mistborn.
Yes.
So that's what I need to do. And then I need to figure out other things. But yeah, we'll see. The issue I've got is, I'm going to talk about this in the vlog, so you guys are getting an interesting thing. So for the notes vlog, I wanted to do things that I don't, like, things that needed to be read a bit more in depth. So high fantasy, horror, genre fiction, things like that. And the first two books I picked in this were 2 horror books. And there's been a few horror books that I would love to read, but I've already done that twice in a row. So I feel as if I can't read another horror, because then it's just going to be like then it's going to be a trend. I don't want it to be a trend. The issue I've got though is I am very, very, very busy, and therefore, do I want to read a fantasy? So then the other thing I could read is I could read a sci-fi, but that's going to be in depth. But yeah, so not sure what I'm going to be reading next. We'll figure it out tomorrow, even if it's just something to put me off. I mean, I do have to, well, I don't have to read the Mistborn, but I want to start reading Mistborn, so, well, rereading that. So even if I read, like, for half an hour of reading the first Mistborn, I can do that before.
Yeah.
To just, like,
while I'm editing or something.
Yeah, just to fill those minutes in. But I don't know. I could read a Myra Grant.
You could.
I could read a Myra Grant. But yeah, so that is me. I will be back at some point in the future, and you'll find out what I've been reading. Hi guys. It is now, what date is it? It is the 11th of March, and I've finished the book. I have finished my reread of Heavenly Bodies by Marnie Eriu. This is the stunning Fairy copy. I just got my copy of the second book, so I wanted to reread this before I read the next one. This was once again a 5-star, spectacular. Just, it gave me the romanticy vibes I wanted, and it was great. I'm also reading another book for my notes vlog. I'm not going to talk about that very much because I'm doing a full dedicated vlog to that, but I'm like 50 pages into that book. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to read next other than my vlog book, but I'm not going to talk about that one here. I'm not going to talk about that at all, but I need another one to kind of go into. I may just jump in straight into Fallen Stars because I'm so excited to read that book. I also got another book today. It's not technically a book, but I got a new Loungefly that is the Book of the Living, and look at how sparkly and shiny it is. Like, it's stunning. I'm so excited. I had wanted the Book of the Dead ages ago, and I went to buy the Book of the Dead and it was out of stock, and then the Book of the Dead came back in stock at Get Ready Comics, sorry. So I bought it, and then this one got put on sale on the Loungefly website, so I was like, I think I need this one as well, so I bought both. This is the only one that I have at the moment. Hopefully the other one comes relatively soon, but it's like gorgeous. We have the key. There's, ow, I've just hit myself in the face. We've got like hieroglyphics and stuff on the thing, and obviously it's just gorgeous and not as gaudy as I expected. I really expected this to be really, really out there, and it's not as out there as I thought it would be, so I'm glad. But yeah, so that is my update. I have the bath running at the moment, so I'm not going to stay on too long, just to make sure that the bath doesn't overflow, because knowing my luck, it would, and I don't want that. So I will talk to you guys in a little while. Hi guys, I've finished another book. So it is now Friday the 13th, and I finished Fallen Stars by Mani Iriu. This is the sequel to Heavenly Bodies, and I read the majority of this yesterday. I got to about 325 pages in or something like that, and then I read the rest of it today. This book was so good. I will say one thing annoyed me. It's still a 5 stars. One thing annoyed me about this book, and it is that the narrator changed up the way she did the voice for the love interest, and because of that it just felt really weird. But that was not enough to kind of like throw the rest of it under the bus. It was so good. There was twists and turns. There was more characters coming into it. I did guess a couple of things that kind of were there that I think were a little bit more heavy-handed, but the rest of it was spectacular. I'm so upset because the next book doesn't come out for a year, and the way this book ended, I needed like a good half hour to just like be in my feels and stuff like that. I'm also terrified because this book was so good, like so spectacularly good, and I'm so scared that this was so good and I'm going to absolutely go into a reading slump, because like, where do we go from here? I do have my notes book to read, which I'm going to read. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because it is a sequel to this book, and I just don't think I want to go into it that much. And yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. These characters are going to live in my head rent free. This is one of those series that like I'm trying to like get the headspace here, but like it's one of those series that you read, you finish, and you just want to reread it. Like, it's very much a series that I'm adoring. I'm really enjoying it, and it was just done so well. It's just so well done. Sorry, I will continue to ramble about this book forever, because it gave me all of the feels and all of the vibes, and everything was done so well, and I loved it so much. But yeah, I need a book to physically read, because of I'm gonna go and have a nice hot bath, because I'm absolutely freezing. It has been a gorgeously, beautifully sunny day today, from what I've seen. However, it's very, very cold and I'm freezing. So what I want to do is I want to go and have a nice hot bath with my candle. Hopefully it'll burn for long enough, because I have been burning it and the wick keeps on like non-thingy in it. But I'm going to put my candle on, I'm going to go and have a nice hot bath, and I'm going to read for a little bit. And I want a book that I can physically read, because I don't love an audiobook in the bath, because I'm a bit of a weirdo. So I need something physical. I've also been doing a lot of audiobook reads this month. I think it's kind of helped me with maintaining that half hour reading per day. I will say this has really been really productive for my reading. I have read for half an hour every single day, at least. Most of the time I've been reading for like much longer, so it's really, really helped. I am a bit concerned that it's going to change, because I do start my overtime at work starting from Monday. So this has helped a lot. I have read 5 books so far this month. I have read almost as many pages as I did last month, and I've read as many books as I did last month, and I think that's incredible. So it's definitely happening, and I'm going to try and continue this kind of read at least half an hour a day, or like read a chapter every day. But we're gonna see how that goes. I do need to figure out the vibes, because like part of me just wants to reread things that I've already read and loved, knowing that this could potentially put me in a reading slump. But then part of me is like, yeah, but you are doing so well with reading, why not see what else you can read and potentially just go for something that's like a bit of a different vibe, do a bit of a palette cleanser. And I might do that, but it's figuring out what that would be. So we're getting there. I'm hoping to finish at least one book extra this weekend, and then just kind of go with the flow going forwards with the overtime. But we'll see what we can do, and we're going to just try our best. Hi guys, it is now Saturday the 21st of March, and I have actually finished 2 books. However, I have been doing overtime. It was the first week of overtime, so I kind of I didn't have the time to go into these books. I've also had a bit of bad news, so there's just been kind of a lot of things going on in my life, which made me just kind of go, right, just kind of get through it. Just do what you need to do. And yeah, so I finished a reread of Clan and Cornfield 2. Thoroughly enjoyed this book again. It's really, really good. And then I went into Clan and Cornfield 3, which was not as good. It was still good. I gave it a 4 stars. So I gave Clan and Cornfield 2 5 stars. I gave Clan and Cornfield 3 4 stars. I just think it was a little bit all over the place. I want to reread it because I think my brain was not in the right headspace for it. And you know, sometimes like you read something and you're not fully focusing. That's where my brain was. So that's kind of where we're at. I did enjoy Clan and Cornfield 3, but I just think that it was really, really scattered, and there was a couple of characters from the first couple of books that weren't in it, and it wasn't as good. Yeah, so it wasn't as good, and I just didn't enjoy it as much, which is fine. Like, I don't have to enjoy every book that I read. So we are now into like the final stretch, and I've read like so many books this month. I'm really, really proud of myself. So I'm still reading The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I have got like this much left. So I'm over halfway now. Like we're over halfway, but it's still a chunk. I really need to just kind of sit down and have like an hour to like sit and read. Because it's a reread, I'm not reading as thoroughly, I will admit. And especially because I would like to get this finished by the end of the month. Like my brain is like, right, just kind of chip at it. So I'm hopefully gonna read a bit more of this today. I've got my book for my reading more deeply vlog, and I'm really tempted to go and sit in a coffee shop and do that, because I'm really struggling, and I think I just need like a bit of a change of space. So I'm thinking if I go and sit in a cafe with my book and my notebook and sit and read and just relax, I might go and do that. But I've got that, and then I've also, I don't know if I've updated you on this, I started reading Boomtown Genesis on Kindle Unlimited. I needed something to watch in a really casual way, and one of the casual things I watch is all of the Mike Flanagan Netflix series. So Haunting on Hill House, Haunting on Blind Manor, the Fall of the House of Usher, Midnight Mass, The Midnight Club, like all of those. And I saw the Haunting of Blind Manor, and I was like, I can sink a couple of episodes of that in whilst I'm washing my hair or I'm doing this. So I decided to put that on, and I remembered there is a sapphic book, Bloomtown, that is based on 2 characters from that. And I went, I've been meaning to read this. So I started reading it, and you can tell that this was based in Haunting of Bly Manor, because like the way some of these characters talk, you sit there and you go, oh, that's this character, that's this character, that's this character. And it was really, really interesting. Not that it was a bad thing. I will say, like, I did not expect to like this book. This book is a historical kind of book. It's based in like the 1860s or something, and it's very much not my vibe at all. And it's really fun. It's really, really fun. I'm really enjoying it. It is a chunky book, so I need to finish that. I do have the audiobook, so I think that's going to help me. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. And yeah, it's just kind of, there's a lot of like, I have a lot of things going at the moment. If I finish all 3 books that I'm currently reading, I will have read 10 books this month. And there is another book that I kind of want to read this month as well. So I'm really hoping that this is the vibe that we're going to get, and that we're going to be able to finish all of these books. But this is the most I've read in a very long time, and I've feel as if like I haven't been expending myself too much. I've still been watching TV. I've still been going out and doing things with friends, and I've still been going and doing other things. I do think that there are other hobbies that I haven't prioritized as much. So I think there's still room for improvement to kind of balance everything. But I can see how people can read a lot more books than things like, yeah, there's different circumstances that like will lend to that. But I'm thoroughly enjoying the reading at the moment, so I'm kind of pushing with that for now. But yeah, I will hopefully get back to you when I have finished at least one of my books. I think I am going to go and try and do a coffee shop and sit and read, maybe. But then again, it's like, then you've got to spend money. I'm going to try. Hi. It is the 29th of March. I have continued to read at least half an hour every single day. I have not missed a single day. Tomorrow might be the most difficult in the sense of I'm going to be, apparently it's like one of the busiest days at work.
So we've always got the evening though.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can do like, even if it's just like a day. Like a day. Like just like half an hour.
Yeah.
That's fine as long as I read something. But in the time that I've been doing this, I have finished 2 books. I read one book that is for the other vlog, which I'm not going to talk about because I'm going to talk kind of vibey thoughts, which I need to film actually for that vlog at some point. But I'll do that later because I don't want to do that now. And then I finished my reread of The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. This was a 5-star. It's getting worn, bless it. Look at the bottom. The
spine's pretty
there's only one little
considering thing. How chunky a book it is, the spine's, and it's not a
floppy book. But yeah, this is my 3rd time rereading it as well. So actually, the fact that it's only a little bit battered,
that's impressive.
It does have like a lot of like damage on the thing. But quite frankly, I don't mind, especially the chunky paperbacks, because like it just shows that I've read them. What?
I am the opposite. With my ones of those, I did the spine training where you like take a few pages at a time and you like slowly bend them out so it doesn't break the spine when you read it.
But to be fair, there's only one break in it.
Yeah.
There's only...
The thing is, I know with me, the way I hold my books, if I hadn't have done that, it would have broken the spine and it would look horrendous.
To be fair, that's not even a break in the spine. That's just the film bubbling. Which, again, pretty good. I'm not too fussed about...
Oh yeah, it's very much a personal preference. I don't care what other people do with their own books.
I'm not a
Yeah.
That hurts. Like, do whatever you want to do, but when I see it, I'm just like, I'm good, thank you. But thoroughly enjoyed the reread of this. I have 3 more books I want to finish. One of them is for my notes vlog. I have an hour, maybe 2 of that to read. I've then got a good couple of hours of Bloomtown that I need to read. And yeah, I'm hoping that I continue to enjoy that one. But I'm kind of nervous now that I've had it on pause for a couple of, like, about a week.
Yeah.
And then I have a copy of Something is Killing the Children, Volume 2, that I am reading. And if I finish all of those by whatever time, I'm just going to have to find something else to read. I wonder where I can find that.
Behold my stuff.
I might have to borrow something. But yeah, we're doing well. This is really amped up and really helped me. I've read 9 books so far, which is pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Especially since I only read like 5 books in February.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. We are getting there. But I will come back and I will do it. I'm also going to do a breakdown of stats. I'm going to do like the average page count and everything for like each day of the month. I'm not going to go through every day of how much I read, but like just like kind of averaging out how many I read, things like that, because I think that would be interesting to look at. But I've read a lot of pages this month.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hello. It is now April. I have not talked to you about a good couple of books that I have finished. Things got a bit crazy by the end of the month, so we're going to go through some of the books that I have read so that you know. I think the last time that I talked to you, I had finished The Final Empire. Because I finished The Final Empire at yours. The last time I spoke to you, I think I'd finished Howlin' the Cornfield 3. I have also read Quicksilver. That one I can't talk about because that's in another vlog. That will be up shortly. I read A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe. I can't talk about that one because that's in a different vlog. That should be up shortly, or is already up. I don't know what order we're doing these in. I then read Bloomtown Genesis, which I thoroughly enjoyed. This is a sapphic. I think I've talked about how I started reading this. I might not have, but this is a sapphic indie pubbed Western-esque book. Did not expect to like it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Cannot wait. I need to read the second one ASAP. Really good. Cannot wait to see.
Can confirm she was finishing it on the train home, and she literally at one point like grabbed my arm and was like,
if you've read that book, the last like
20 minutes I think it was.
Yeah, but that's at 3.5.
Oh yeah.
So
true.
like the last chunk of the book, mind blowing. Fantastic. So I have some stats for you. I did manage to read at least 30 minutes every single day in March. I'm so proud of myself.
There were some days that you struggled.
Yes.
Because it was like quite near the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
I still managed to. It's also made me kind of want to continue trying to push, maybe not reading every day, but really prioritizing reading in my life. And also it kind of made me realize that like I can push this to anything else. If I want to read, if I want to write, I just need to prioritize it. So it's really good. But having said that, so I finished a total of 12 books in March. In comparison to February and January, let's have a look at how many I've read in January and February. I don't know why I said it the wrong way around. I do apologise for that. I read 6 in January and I read 5 in February. The number of pages, the average rating was 4.5. Every single book I read in March was either a 4 or a 5 star. And the amount of pages I read was 5,382 pages. Comparing that to January and February, I read 2,419 in January and 2,160 in February. So I read more pages in March than I did in January or February combined. Yeah. I did do 3 rereads this month. I don't mind that. I still read 9 new books. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I read 8 of the books that I read were owned. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 9 of the books that I read were new to me. I don't think I can complain about this.
No, that's a really good month.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go through all of my books. I'm going to do a quarterly wrap up because I want to talk about it. I did haul 10 books. So I hauled more books than I did that I owned. But it's fine. It's fine.
But 3 of them were from my unhaul. So you didn't purchase them, and 1 was a pre-order.
Yeah, but
just go with it. I'm helping you here.
And 1 I've already read.
Yeah.
I do need a reread of it, but
yeah,
that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about those. But yeah, so I fell off updating for this vlog because there were other vlogs I needed to update for, and
also you've been really busy.
I was getting there. I was getting there. Yeah, I have been stupidly busy. That was the point of this vlog, was because I went, hey, I know I'm going to be really busy. I want to prioritize it so I don't drop off, and that really worked for me. Monday was probably the worst. Monday the 30th was probably the worst for trying to focus, because I had the busiest shift I've had, and not in a bad way, just in a way that it was a lot. It was a lot. So that was a really, really busy shift. And then I just wanted to zone out, and I couldn't because I needed to read. And I read, and it was fine. But,
and also it's very much a thing like, yeah, you could have just cut yourself some slack, but it was the penultimate day of the month, and like
I managed to do it every single day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to kind of figure out what the best days I read was, and I'm going to say it's probably either the 18th or 9th. Well, it's either the 19th or it's going to be, yeah, it's the 19th. Followed closely by the 2nd, because I read 448 pages on the 19th, and I read 446 pages on the 2nd. Yeah, and then on the 31st I read quite a few pages as well, 440. Yeah. So yeah, that was the highest. I think the lowest I got to was about 50 pages. I want to know now. Sorry if this isn't interesting to you, but it's interesting to me. The lowest I did was 48 pages, and that was on the 3rd. So yeah.
But like, you read so much on the 2nd, it evens out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not mad about it at all. Like, it's still pages read. It's still stuff that I've read. What did I read on the 1st? 127. Yeah, so it was averaging around about 100 pages every day. There was some days where I did 62. Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all.
No.
So yeah, that was my month. I think I did really well.
You did.
Yeah, I want to do more things like this. Maybe not read every day, or like how much can I read in a month, but I want to do more vlogs where I'm like looking at a certain aspect of my life and wondering how I can look at it and change it and things like that. Not change it, but just prioritize things differently. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. Let me know if you have any ideas for vlogs. I'm always interested in seeing what people would like to see from me. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys.